Hello and welcome back to the Game Bet Match podcast. I'm your host Manny Friedman, along with my co-host.
Brad Sloan,
Back in the house, baby.
back in the house, baby.
House.
Long time. We need to get
Long
better
time.
about this. I apologies to the fans out there. We really have not been good about getting on it. It's been, I don't know,
It's
life
tough.
gets
It's
busy,
tough.
but yeah.
Yeah, life is busy, but no Smooth tonight. He'll be back for a pod next week, and as we head into like Indian Wells, Miami, I'm sure we'll do one with him.
Yeah, smooth
But
as out birthday,
yeah, it's
extended
his
birthday.
birthday Sunday,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
So happy birthday, Smooth.
Yep. Happy birthday. Zachary Svajda was not fond of his birthday. Yeah. Betting does not correlate with birthdays. If it did, we'd be richer. That's for sure.
Yeah, man. I'm down to like so I was up like 20 units all time on Sharp Circle, like
Yeah.
beginning of the week, and it's been a bad week. I'm already down to like zero again. Like I'm down like 20 units on the week. Now there's a chance tomorrow to get that back. But and
There
I'm feeling all
is.
right about it.
Yeah.
But so far this week I'm down 20 units. So
It has
no.
not been a good week for me either, but last week, they weren't on Sharp Circle, but I had some like quarter parlays that ended up hitting. I mean, one was like 50 to 1, one was 60 to 1. I didn't post them because they were like lottery shots, but like they both hit. So,
Yeah,
uh,
I hit a bunch of quarters last week. It was
yeah.
fantastic.
Well, it's because all the favorites, all the favorites won. We were just talking about it before we started the pod. One and two seeds were in each of the finals last week.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. So yeah, I mean, it was yeah. It's kind of in a way, a little bit cookie cutter-ish. Still some storylines, but not. I don't know. Yeah, I thought
Mhm.
you know
Yeah.
the best storyline was Brazil almost beating Canada in the Davis Cup. That was fantastic.
That was crazy. Davis Cup was insane that week.
Davis Cup
Uh,
is so fun, man. Like the home and away tie. I'm so glad they brought the home and away ties back.
yeah. Well, talking about international sports, the ice hockey at the Olympics, the quarterfinals were just incredible.
Yeah, that's what I heard. I didn't get a
Incredible.
chance to see any of it, sadly.
Yeah, with all the tennis, with actual life and the Olympics,
Yeah.
it's just tough to balance everything. But
So, all right. So I guess moving back into
yeah.
tennis. Where do we start? We can start. I think we kind of wanted to split it into geographic regions because right now, February always got three. He kind of got three sort of separate tours going on right now, and really most guys pick one tour or the other. You've really got you got the European slash Middle Eastern, so the European indoors, and then heading to the Middle East. You've got the my personal favorite Golden Swing, and then you've got the American tournaments that heading into Acapulco next week, which is
Mhm.
always weird to me. I don't love that scheduling on the calendar. I feel like Acapulco I'm like I feel like Acapulco should be like the end of Golden Swing because it plays so slow. It plays like a clay court.
I tend to agree, and I also think Delray Beach should be before Dallas, in my opinion.
That makes sense. I would
You
agree with
know,
that.
like a 250 transitioning into a 500,
I
but
would agree with that. I actually really don't like the I don't like where Dallas is on the schedule. I think it's yeah, I'm
yeah.
not a fan. Like I
But
think I
surprisingly, those events had really good fields, to be honest. Like I would say for a 250, Delray Beach is not bad this week.
oh, I mean Paul Fritz is a quarterfinal tomorrow.
I
Fantastic.
know. I know it's crazy. So you get Corda, Ruud, Lerner, and Tiafo. Um, I mean, it's a pretty good quarterfinal slate.
Yeah, I
All,
mean well, when we talked about it, like again with the one like we bet a lot of I don't know, I haven't like done the research, but from what I've heard, the favorites have been absolutely just crushing it. And the favorites tend to do better this part of the calendar, I think, in general. Like this is, which is weird. You wouldn't think it's as true. Not necessarily Rio. Rio's good for dogs, but like Delray Beach is really good for favorites.
hmm
A couple other tournaments are really good for favorites. Doha's pretty good for favorites, ironically.
Well, not Yannick Sinner. It was a shocker.
Yeah, I mean not Yannick today, but that's
Yeah.
obviously one guy.
Yeah. All right, let's start
Um,
with our favorite. Let's start in Rio. Or let the Golden Swing, I mean. So
yeah.
Buenos
So if
Aires, I
Cerundolo
mean,
gets the title, we can start there in Buenos
yeah.
Aires. I mean, huge accomplishment for Dolo.
Yeah, he said in a UTS interview that like the I think the question was if it's not winning a slam or being world number one, what's your biggest like goal you want to achieve on the tour? And like Dolo said winning Buenos Aires
Well, I
was
mean, what else
up
would it
there.
be? Like theoretically, it would be winning a Masters or making like maybe a Slam semi or something, or making a Slam final. But like, what else? What
Yeah,
else
but
would
he
it
didn't
be?
even mention that. I think winning Buenos Aires is a bigger deal than that to him. Like winning it in his home country.
I don't think that's that surprising.
I
I
mean,
guess is my point. Yeah, like
it is
it's his
surprising to me, but
hometown. He's from that town.
yeah, but like more prestige, more money if you make a Masters semis or a Masters final or, win a Masters. I don't know, like just to win a 250. I mean, I get it. It's a big deal for anyone, but you know,
Yeah, but I
still.
also could see like winning a Masters not even crossing his mind. I'm not that surprised by that answer, to be honest. I think his parents. I think his parents were in the stands. I think his parents were there to watch him, and I don't think they traveled the world to see him play. So yeah, I could see that.
Yeah. Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, he did play very well. Um, I mean, in that field, he had the biggest shot on the court in every match, right? Like that forehand is lethal. Um,
I mean, it's yeah, it's really good. He's got a very good forehand.
I mean, I think it's a top five forehand on the tour. Um, all in all, like, can you name
He
five
was
guys on?
absolutely crushing it this week. I think it's also like we were trying to talk about this before. You and I had a conversation about this. How like these these South American guys are made for these South American clay courts.
Yeah,
And like they all, a lot of these South American guys, they play very similarly. Not all, but a lot of them play very similarly. And I just think Cerundo's game is really well designed for
I agree.
for specifically a
Yeah.
South American clay court.
Well, that was kind of part of my cap with backing Jaime Faria against Jumer in the popcorn tennis today. Like Faria is just it just seems like these Golden Swing courts are really well suited for his game, whereas for Demir, it's like he just can't generate the enough pace.
Yeah, Demir had 5-2 in the first set. That was
He did,
disappointing.
he did. I mean, the problem is every service game for him is an adventure, right? Because he just lacks the
I mean,
power.
he actually did pretty well on serve today. I think he won, like 65% of service points or something, which is,
For
and
him, it's
obviously
pretty good,
early in the
yeah.
match he was doing a lot better. Like it wasn't, and then later in the match it didn't go as well. But yeah, I don't know. I thought like, yeah, I mean, good on good on Faria. Faria played a good match.
Mhm. Yeah,
He
yeah.
looks like a movie villain.
Yeah. So yeah, Cerundolo, excellent week for him. He beat Hugo Delian in the second round. He beat let's see. In the quarterfinals, he beat Vitko Privo, who's been pretty good. He beat Etcheverry in the semifinals, and he beat Darderi in the final. So, what do you make of Darderi? Like, do you think he is what his ranking says he is? I mean, he did also make fourth round of Australian Open. Um, I don't really know what to expect from him. Or what to make of him. I think. He doesn't look like the best mover, but he hits a big ball off both wings. He looks kind of unathletic out there, but he finds ways to win matches.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, I think you kind of said what there was to say about him. I think he's a really good clay court player. And you saw it, right? He won 3 titles last year. Like
Yeah.
he's a really like he's probably a top 20 clay quarter, and not the game just doesn't really translate anywhere else. So the movement's a real problem on anything other than clay. Um,
Mhm.
I'm still not bought in on a hard court.
But he doesn't look very athletic out there. Like it doesn't like feel like he moves that fast, but
Well, on clay he gets away with it, right?
yeah, probably because of how big his ball is, I guess. On both
Yeah,
wings.
I mean, yeah. Yeah, I'm still not. I mean, look, he had a good run. You're right. The Australian run for him was good. Like to make the fourth round of Australia is a great result for him.
Yeah.
But I'm still not bought into Hardy. Um,
Hmm.
more, you know, uh, the clay. Yeah, the clay's game plays really well in the clay.
Yeah. Now, how about Etcheverry? I know. I feel like a couple years ago he was like one of our favorite players, right? And then he's kind of. I mean, I still like the guy. He competes hard, but he's kind of disappointed me in his trajectory, in terms of like adding some nuance to his game. And it's just like watching him is just it's just very bland, like just blasting from the baseline, right? Um,
I don't know. I just don't think he has that much. I actually, it's almost like the other way around. He just like doesn't like. He's tall. He's tall and he has a good serve because he's tall. Um, but yeah, I mean, like, doesn't really have much else to go with it. It's the problem, in my opinion. Like
yeah.
even the forehand isn't like it's not like a Cerundolo forehand.
No, it's
It's
not.
good. It's good, but it's not. And like I also think it's like the game now. I think like we talk about that guy. This guy's a good for. This guy's a big forehand, but like 80% of the tour has a big forehand.
Yeah, it also looks bigger than it actually is because of his big swing, right? And like his windup is massive. So it like feels like to when you're watching him, it feels bigger than it actually is.
I think
Because
that's true, but I just think like it's. I think like a big forehand, unless it's like a truly like big forehand, like a Cerundolo forehand, like it's not it's not really that special.
yeah,
A lot like again, I mean, like if you go through the top 50, 70% of those guys have big forehands.
right.
So
That's
like
fair.
is he like I don't think it's just forehand is special. It's like if that's not special, then what is?
Right. Right.
And even honestly, the same thing is true of the serve, right? Like we talk about, oh, he's got a good serve. Like I agree, Etcheverry's got a good serve, but like again, go through the tour and like 80% of those guys in the top 20 have exceptional serves.
And it's just a
So he
very
just
like
has like he's got a Me Too game. He doesn't move well.
yeah,
I mean, for a guy his size, he moves okay, but but not like he's not like he's got and there's a lot of tall guys on the tour now. Like he's just got a very Me Too kind of game.
yeah. And plays very like linear points, you know?
Well, he doesn't have the like he doesn't have the he's not very flexible, so he doesn't really have like the flexibility to
Yeah,
and he doesn't have like particularly great. He does try to come in, he does try to volley, but he doesn't have particularly great touch. Like,
right.
yeah, there's like nothing. He's just a very
Yeah.
it's a very
Limited
me.
kind of game.
Yeah, I mean he's
Yeah.
done pretty well with it given, but I think he just is what it is. Like,
Yeah, it's like he made, French Open quarterfinals. I remember he had that really positive Basel run where he pushed Holger
yeah, the indoor
Rune,
swing.
like,
Yep,
and I felt like he was kind of due for a step up. And I mean, I know he's
just
made
never happened.
semis. He's made semis in Buenos Aires and he's in the quarters in Rio. So, like, all in all, I mean, he's been one of the better players during the swing, but I also think relative to where we expected him to be, he's not there, right? So.
I mean, I guess the question is like, yeah,
My expectation at that point was for him to be like, a top 25, top 30 guy, like consistently. And it hasn't panned out. Um,
yeah. I mean, I think the question is like, trying to look at one. Trying to, it was 24. It was 24 he made the French Open semis or quarters. No, it was 23.
23.
Yeah, so I guess that was a while ago. Yeah, yeah, it really has. He really has kind of flattened out,
Yeah.
if not regressed a bit. And he's yeah. I mean, right now his rankings down to and his rankings been below 50 for a while now. He's been kind of
Yeah.
sputtering along as like this. Like he gets into any tournament he wants. He's a true professional tennis player, but like it's he's just another guy.
It's
And
a
he
great,
really is. Like his play style's just another guy. His
yeah,
strokes are really just another guy.
fantastic over guy, honestly, against a lot of different levels of opposition too, because even today against Vilnius Galbas, like he he struggled because he doesn't have nuance to his game. He doesn't have that injection of pace. He doesn't have that kill shot, right? It's just so
Yeah.
against even lower level opposition, it's hard for him to win points easily, right? But then against good players, I feel like he's also pretty tough out because he's a really good competitor, you know? And it goes both ways because he doesn't give away much either. So his
Yeah.
opponent has to play well for them to beat him. So for me, I over 2.5 sets, over 20. If you get like a neutral 22, which I'm getting tomorrow against who's he playing? Jaime Faria. Like I think those are consistently good looks with him.
Yeah, I'm trying to look up what his over-under percentage is, but he does seem, I mean, he also seems to end up in a lot of 3 and 5 set matches.
He does. He does. He's fit. I mean, he can go
Yeah.
the distance, and that's credit to
Yeah.
him. Today was 6-4. He went 3 sets with Komasanya. Even with Dolo, who significantly outplayed him, that was 3-5. Didn't go over the 22, but I think the total was 21 and a half, maybe there. Went three against Tabilo, went three against Burruchaga. Um, Beat Pellegrino pretty easily, but that's a mismatch. In Australia, went over against Bublik, who's significantly better than him. Well, straight sets, but 6-6 and 4.
Yeah.
Went five with Kecmanovic. Um, Went three against Nuno Borges. So yeah,
No,
he
I mean, I agree.
does,
I think there's definitely, I think he definitely seems to end up going over the totals
and
more
even
often.
went three with Musetti in Hong Kong, who's a
Yeah.
significantly better
Well,
player.
he does take sets against guys who are significantly better players than him.
Took a set off Sinner in Shanghai,
Yeah.
right?
Yep. Yep.
So yeah, I love backing overs with Tomas Martin Etcheverry. Um,
Yeah, I just don't play much. I'll play some over sets, but I just really stopped kind of playing over total games. I think it's
mhm.
just so often you end up stuck in like a tie break to decide the bet. And you have like -110 and now you're point flipping to decide the bet. It seems to me to be kind of ugly.
Yeah,
I mean, even his over under. So this is surprising. In his last, I'm pulling up right now. Last 62 matches, he is he's like 32-32 on over under. Or 32-31. Like
that's
he's like
surprising.
it is, but that's because the thing is, but also for him, like you started to see a little bit higher totals. Like
Right, the
he usually gets the
23s.
23. Like for his matches, he's usually getting 23s now, which is, and I think we've seen that in general. I don't know what the actual like stats are on it, but I feel like I've seen a lot more like neutral over under 23s. Like the standard over under neutral or standard neutral over under always used to be 22 and a half. And I feel like I've seen a lot more 23s propping up.
And that's why I think there's value on the 22 tomorrow with Faria. Right now it's a 22.0 or yeah, even 22.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah. So before we move on, let's talk a little bit about Fonseca because this guy has so much hype, but he just continues to disappoint. A with injuries, B with I thought that this was a very disappointing loss against Ignacio Buse. Um,
I think he gassed out. I thought he looked pretty bad in the third set.
I mean, he really should not be gassing out against you know, Ignacio Buse.
I don't disagree with that statement, but I thought the third. I'm pulling up the.
I mean, this guy has Alcaraz, and Sinner hype surrounding him, so that's the standard I'm going to be judging you on. And Alcaraz at 18 was going 5 sets in, four consecutive matches at the US Open. So if you're comparing them as apples to apples,
Well, I think that's the so I think we can start there. Like I think that's the first problem, right? Is like I don't think Alcaraz is a fair comparison for anybody coming up.
okay, yeah, I
So,
mean,
start there. Then I mean, what is he, 19? Yeah, he's 19-year-old, like, you know, like there's a long way to go. Like the upside is clearly there. There's a long way to go.
Oh, I see so many issues. I don't even know if the upside is there because he does have power on the forehand. I'm not gonna like deny that, but the way he harnesses it is horrible. I mean, he just goes big, too big, way too often. It's just
Yeah, but you
it's
can
not
learn that.
there.
I mean, he's a 19-year-old. It's not a guarantee that he will, but you can learn that. Like yeah, I mean, he's like for a 19-year-old, he's got a great serve, great second serve for a 19-year-old.
Give me
Like,
that. Give me that.
so like I don't know. I mean, yeah, I think there's if you want to say there's a long way to go, sure, I agree. But we've seen him, we saw him, I mean, he won Basel, which is a 500. And yes, he got a little bit lucky, right? Well, not lucky. He got like the Shapo match was weird. Shapo pretty much just quit. But like, I don't know. Like, it wasn't a murderer's row, but he beat Pericard, Shapo, Munar, Fokina in Basel, and he won a 500. So like, I don't know, man. For a 19-year-old, like,
Walk over against his hardest opponent, Mensik.
I'm not saying he beat him. Well, I mean, Fokina's a good win.
Yeah, Fokina in the final, it's you're gonna win that. Like, I mean, I'm not, yeah, it is a 500 you won, but I'm not like overly impressed to be honest.
I mean, I'm not
Um,
saying. Look, I wouldn't. I'm not grading him as a top. I'm not grading him as a top player right now, or top 20, even a top 20 player. But and I think right now, like Lerner Teen has far surpassed him, at least on a hardcore. We'll see Lerner on the clay, but I think Lerner Teen has far surpassed him right now, and Mensik's. I would say Mensik's ahead of him now too. If you're comparing, like,
significantly. I mean, Mensik just beat Sinner today. He
yeah,
won
but
a
that's not a
Masters
match,
1000.
right?
He won a
Like
Masters 1000 as well.
last year, yeah,
You
yeah.
know, so and Mensik is not that much older than Fonseca. He's 20. Yet I feel like Fonseca is getting all the hype when I don't think it's warranted.
Yeah, yeah, I don't, but I don't. I mean, I think it's. I think there's an element there of he's getting just like maybe more casual hype too than like betting hype. I don't know.
I feel like also, I don't know if this is just me, but I feel like he's put on some weight.
Yeah, I don't think his movement is. I don't like his movement on the court. Yeah, I think there's a lot. I think there's a
But just
lot
looking
there.
at him, like I feel like his upper body is like too jacked. Like he's like put on too much weight and it's like impacted his movement. I don't know if that's just from the eye speaking. I don't like really know, but
I don't love
that's
his
how I
movement on the
felt.
court. Period. Like I haven't thought too much about like what like the. I do. Yeah. It does feel like I think that's a great call out. I don't love his movement right now. That's a great
Yeah.
call out.
Yeah, and it's just he's bailing out of points way too early, and that's what's creating the errors. And he's losing patience. And it just because when your movement is not good and you're getting fatigued, right? Like that's what you're going to do, especially when you have his weapons, right? But you're going to go for those shots when they're not there. Like
Yeah.
Alcaraz is very actually, we marvel on his shot making, right? But like he's actually very selective in when he goes big. He's not just like mindlessly going big from 20 feet behind the baseline like Fonseca is doing, you know?
Yeah. And outside of like yeah, and his return game is not good. Like his defensive game is not good. Like yeah, he's yeah, I mean I think like, again, like you can see the upside. The upside's there, but there's
But
a
there's
long, long way to go.
there's
I
too
mean,
much
are you saying, I mean,
marveling.
man, let me put it this way. Are you saying do you think he ever cracks the top 10
If you give me minus 110 on yes or no, I would take no.
ever? So he will not be in the career. He'll never in his career make top 10.
I mean, it's a long way to go, but with his injury history, with like I could easily, very, very easily see a career that Corda's having that and Fonseca would have that career. Like if you give me that question with Corda right now, would you say yes or no? Will Corda ever
No,
crack the 110?
no.
No, right, exactly. So I feel like Fonseca is in a kind of a similar place that Corda was when Corda was 20 years old. And everyone was expecting him to be that next American hope, right? And then Corda had the injury problems and he had the shoulder thing. And like we're already kind of seeing that trajectory with Fonseca. And I'm not, Fonseca has better weapons, I guess, but learning how to harness them is such a difficult skill. And I don't know. I'd lean no.
The back is an issue too. I think the back is a great call, maybe. I think that's a real issue.
It is an issue. And it just looks like he's too big in the upper body. Like
Yeah,
he's not like nimble enough. Like I think athletically he needs to really improve. And if you look at the guys in the top 10 now, they're all like amazing movers. Like they're all incredibly nimble and explosive. And well, Fonseca is explosive, but in a different way. And like not in a
he's got
movement.
power. Like Fonseca has big time power, right? And that's
Yeah.
that's why like, and that's he has big time power in a way that other guys. I mean, like there's a reason why he's thought of so highly. I just don't like because you can see like the ceiling now. But you're it's a good point. Will he hit the ceiling? I think it's a fair question. To me, the back would be the scariest thing because that could be chronic. In fact, I thought he said it was. I can't remember though.
I mean,
I know Feast's back issue is chronic.
I think like I'd be more confident in the bet if you were asking me, will Fonseca ever win a slam? Because then I would put quite a bit of money on the no. Um, but top 10 is a little bit, you could win some Masters 1000, you could win a Masters 1000 and get there, like
I mean, you don't have to win a Masters 1000. You don't have to win.
yeah, you don't even have to win one,
I mean,
right?
yeah. What did Musetti win last year?
Nothing. Yeah, he got there. Well, he made a bunch of semis and stuff.
I'm half kidding because he made so many semis and so many
Yeah,
finals. That's how it happens. Like I'm kind of making fun of Musetti a little bit there, but yeah, like it's my point though is like you don't like in today. I mean, look, like in today's game, you have two guys who are winning like a lot of those tournaments, so you don't have to win as many like
right.
titles to get there. I mean, it's crazy. Like this, I mean, this week in Doha, man. Switching over to Doha, this week in Doha, Sinner and Alcaraz pre-tournament made up more than 100% of the betting market for outrights.
It's absurd. It's absurd.
Like we just know. I mean, like I remember having this debate with Klaus Fulgaard and Klaus saying, "Oh, you're never going to see more than 85% for a slam." You legitimately, if one of these if one of these two guys wins the next two slams, you legitimately might see the U.S. Open at like 95%, if not higher. Like you might see like a minus 110 plus 150 to win the title.
Crazy. It's insane.
Which I think that's isn't that around what Australia closed at? Wasn't it like minus maybe like it was like plus 120 plus
Kind
150
of,
or something like
yeah.
that?
Something like that. Something like
So yeah, I
that.
mean we're just and like we're just and this week it was partially because I guess the rest of the field was weak in Doha, but like yeah, I mean we're just in crazy territory. We're like
Yeah, I
yeah,
mean, if Fonseca's back is a chronic issue, and he doesn't change some of his tactics and the way he constructs these points, I don't know. I mean, it's and the everyone is expecting him to win slams, right? That's the expectation surrounding him, and he's just so far away from that. And I'm not. I feel like also people just they overreact due to powerful winners and crazy forehands and you know like the overreaction to that is just alarming in my eyes.
I hear you, but I think it's more about like like if you compare him again to Lerner 10, right? Because I think him and 10 are kind of the opposite. Like Lerner 10 is way ahead right now. But
Yeah,
like, how is Lerner 10's never winning a slam? Like if I had to bet Fonseca or Tien to win a slam, I bet neither. But Tien's never winning a slam. Fonseca, you can see theoretically how if he got better, maybe.
Yeah, but Tiana make quarters. How long is it going to take for Fonseca to make a quarterfinal?
Well, and that's why it's a fascinating question, right? Is because like Tien is ahead right now for sure, and
Yeah.
Tien is pretty darn good, but you've got a guy whose top end upside is still limited there, whereas Fonseca's top end upside is probably still more there. But yeah, I hear you, Manny. Like there's a long way to go.
Tien also played crappy match against Kecmanovic today. He won, but um, not a good match from him.
I mean, but you know what, man? Kecmanovic drags a lot of guys to 3 sets. And that was a Kecmanovic who was a two-time finalist in Doha, and not Doha, Delray Beach.
Yeah.
And the Viz data doesn't hate 10 in that match. 10 had a 7.8 performance rating. That's not terrible.
Not terrible, but like I was watching some of those points and I just felt like the solidity that he showed at the Australian Open was lacking.
Okay.
More from a quantitative or a qualitative perspective, just
Yeah.
from watching those points. But I guess let's transition over to the American swing. So I guess let's talk some Ben Shelton because I thought he put in an absolutely amazing effort. The guy just has some serious dog about him. Like if you give dog ratings uh in professional tennis, it's Alcaraz 1 and it's Shelton 2, and I don't think you can debate that really. I mean, Djokovic is obviously in there, but he's a separate category. I'm not like just the full-time ATP players. Um, I don't think you could deny that, right?
Um, there's other guys who have pretty good dog in them. Like
Like Sinner is way lower on that rating. He's way
yeah, I would
better
put
at
Sinner lower on
tennis.
that rating, but I do think that I don't know, like would Demonor have would we say Demonor has dog in him?
No, because he never really rises to the occasion. He's a beneficiary of his opponent not doing that, but he
But
never.
so I guess that's actually a great call out. So is some of this style related to like I feel like offensive minded players who are willing to pull the trigger, we tend to say are more of like, oh, that guy's a dog, like that guy's got a higher dog value,
No, because Lechka is an offensive minded player and he has zero dog.
okay, but okay, all right.
No, it's not that. I mean, it's yes, Shelton is offensive minded and he pulls off these crazy shots, but more often than not, he pulls a rabbit out of the hat. You know? Like I would say
Yeah,
actually Bublik has some serious like dog about him.
I
Actually,
I don't actually. Bublik is kind of a different category for me. Like I don't know, like he's I mean the past year ever since we've had serious Bublik around, like I agree, like he's way overperformed on like break points. He's way overperformed on his, but I don't know if that is like dog or if that is uh like non-dog on the not as big points, like I'm not counting on Bublik to take a 40 love point or a love 40 point super seriously. Maybe more a 40 love point than a love
mhm.
40 point.
I mean,
Like
it's like, but it's okay. Maybe yeah, maybe Bublik is a separate category, but it's this ability to dig deep when the cards are stacked up against you and rising to the occasion. So I'm not saying Demonor doesn't dig deep, but it's actually very rare that when he's in that predicament, he pulls a rabbit out of the hat.
well, because he doesn't ever do that, right? I guess that's kind of where I was going with this. Like by saying that now you're kind of restricting it to offensive minded players who do hit winners.
Okay. All right. So Arthur Feast is probably another guy to put in that bucket, right? When he's playing well.
He's definitely had some pretty cool wins. Yeah,
But like,
Musetti's actually a guy who's done that. So if you want,
uh,
maybe it's not because like
Musetti
Musetti's
doesn't
had a
do
lot of,
that. He doesn't win finals,
but okay,
right?
but he does compete really well and he does win. I do feel like he wins a lot of like 3 set matches.
Mm. No, I think Musetti's actually pretty low on that list, on that dog rating. Like he's higher than the Lechkas and the Mahawks of the world, but he's pretty low on that list, in my opinion. When have we ever seen him come out on top in a match where the kind of the decks were stacked against him, right? Like that's why I was so impressed with Shelton because he was significantly outplayed in the first set against Fritz. Fritz dominated that first set, served out of his mind, right? And Fritz was actually the better player in that second set too, but Shelton clawed his way and got that break. And he faced more adversity in the third set because he got the early break, but he got broken back, and then Fritz had 3 match points. And he still found a way. And those 3 match points he saved were not just like service winners. They were like long points that, were
I thought one was an ace or a service win. I think there were
one
two
what
wins.
one may have been,
One,
but
yeah.
two of them were like long rallies where he was incredibly tactically adept to what was going on there in that moment. Um, and that impresses me. I mean, that's it, sometimes in tennis, I feel like making a ball is a choice, right? Like, how badly do you want to make this ball? You know? And no,
Somewhere in between. I mean, I don't know, like somewhere in
and I
between.
just feel like he has great competitive instincts. And whether it's like bombing balls, like and being flashy and aggressive, okay, that's part of his game, but like, I feel like more often than not, he comes out on top in those instances. Happened kind of against Manarino too when he was outplayed a little bit at parts in that match.
I'm checking something. Yeah, I
Against,
mean, this is interesting. He's won 12 of his last 13 deciding sets.
I mean, that's really,
I
really
mean,
impressive.
well, you know what I'll say about this? It's definitely not a problem for him. Like there are some guys who like tough match, like close tough matches are a problem.
And that's more often than not, right? Like I can name 5 guys just off the top of my head where they're stuck in those adverse situations and they're just clueless. Giron, right?
Munar's actually. I know you don't agree with this one, but I don't think Munar is very good in those. Like honestly, even that third set tiebreak against Bublik, like all of a sudden Munar looked like a different player. That was an amazing match, and the third set tiebreak showed up, and
You're right. Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna, I don't agree to that extent, but I do agree with you.
oh,
Um,
he's not as bad as the Czech guys. The Czech guys are terrible, but like
yeah.
and I would take Munar over Giron in a adverse situation, but I don't. Yeah, I think Munar is just not the best at dealing with pressure.
Fokina is another one, right?
I'm going to disagree on Fokina. I think 2 years ago I would have agreed with you, but I think Fokina's cleaned a lot of that up. There still is like a winning a tournament monkey there, but I think other than that, I think he's really cleaned a lot of that up. And he honestly, even that, like if the ball against not what's his name, Kecmanovic and Delray Beach is 2 inches, further to one
Yeah.
side, he makes that winner, and we're not talking about it. If the defensive lob, the ridiculous defensive lob from Demoner doesn't hit the line, we're not we're talking
He's
about
gotten
Fokina as a
better at it, but it's not a strength of his, right? Like,
I think I don't think it's a strength or we I mean I don't
okay.
think it's a problem anymore. I
All
think
right.
he's cleaned it up.
Tommy Paul's another guy who struggles in those situations, right?
We've seen Paul have his struggles there, yeah. But I wondered how much of that is again like and that's kind of where I was going with it too. Like is and maybe not because he kind of I mean But again, I think like if you're Ben Shelton, like having an elite first serve, like the easiest way to
Yeah, to
to make
save,
a
right.
good
Yeah.
because it is the one like safe stroke where you're not like giving up a point if you miss it.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I mean,
But I agree with you. I mean, like he like it certainly is not a problem for him, and that by and in of itself puts him in above average state. Like I agree. I think there's something
like, would you say Shelton
there's
has more
something.
dog than Sinner?
Yeah, yeah,
Because I actually think it's a
yeah.
weakness for Sinner. And I think the fact that he was beating guys so easily and just dominating them from a pure tennis perspective, like he's so much better at the game of tennis than Shelton that that element doesn't even come to fruition. But I
But
think that's
I think with Sinner, it's more like physical than it is dog. That's why it's like when you say what who like dog, like what are we ranking? You know, it's kind of a nebulous thing. Um, but it's fun, but it's kind of a nebulous thing. Like I don't think for
I
Sinner
mean
it's as
he's 1-8 in
physical.
matches I think that go over 4 hours. I mean that's a very poor stat on his record. And there is a trend that's correlated with that. When some adversity hits and you make a match physical and demanding, he could be there for the taking. Like he probably loses to Spizzirri if they don't close that roof.
Right. Yeah, I guess yeah. I mean that's fair. That's fair. And
You
there's a
know,
lot that we talk about Sinner, I think enough. Like we can use this pod to not talk about the big
no,
two because
I'm just comparing the two, and I think that's why Shelton is so frustrated that he can't get into a winning position against the Sinner when he plays in these slam quarterfinals because I feel like if he if Sinner was the one trying to catch up, I feel like that's when Shelton could kind of pounce and take advantage. But
There's
he's
also
just
something interesting with Sinner with Shelton that he seems to certainly play better in bigger tournaments. Like he does. It does seem like him and his dad are doing some strategizing there to try to play, like to try to be better in bigger in certain
but
tournaments.
this is a 500. It's not like, it's
But it's a 500 in the United States.
yeah, he's still at the point where winning any tournament is a big deal, right?
Um,
Maybe not a 250.
but look, we see how much better he does in slams than he does in like 250s. Like I don't think I'm not saying he's out here tanking matches, but I do wonder if there is like a focus put on certain tournaments there. Like in the way he's training, in the way he's scheduling, even in like the tactics he's using during matches.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I mean, I guess another guy who doesn't have the dog in him is Chapo, right? A guy that had a slight resurgence in Dallas.
Yeah. Chapo's. I mean, yeah. Chapo. I mean, he was really good in Dallas last year, also.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, like, yeah, and I think Chapo could be really good in Acapulco. I'm assuming he's gonna play Acapulco. I think he could be really good there. So yeah, I don't know. I think it's a good. This could be a good month for Chapo. But yeah, I mean, he kind of is who he is at this point. No, like don't like I feel like he's kind of now the double faults have gotten better, right? That's the interesting thing about Chapo is the double faults I think are down.
Yeah, yeah, that's always been an issue for him. But
I'm actually looking it up though because I think they're way down this year.
yeah, I mean, incredibly talented ball striker, but doesn't know how to tone it down. It's like I think Fonseca has to
Yeah,
be
I mean, so
careful.
Shapovalov's double fault percentage this year is down. Year to date, he's down to 3.5%,
Okay.
which is above average. It's not good, but it's.
Yeah, I mean, what it used to be like six,
Oh, I think it used to be worse.
7.
I think there might have been years where it was close to. Yeah, I mean, I think it was about that 2 years. Let me see. 10, 8. He was the worst in the top 50 in 2025.
Yeah, it's bad.
second worst in 2024. So yeah, he's so he's cleaned that up, which is I think is a big that'll be a big difference for him. If he's just not giving away points, like
Right.
especially service points, like that's a big deal. So
Yeah,
yeah,
definitely. Definitely. One guy we have to talk about in Dallas is Marin Cilic. Um, Impressive quarter semifinal run. He beat Lerner, right? In first round.
and he played a great match against Lerner. I mean, yeah,
Yeah,
and he had a really good Australian Open run too, didn't he?
he did. I mean, everyone beats
Lost to
Daniel
Rude.
Altmaier now. He lost to Rude in four sets, 7-5 in the fourth. Beat
Okay.
Shapo 4-3 and 2, beat Altmaier Love in six. In Dallas, he beat Lerner in the first round. He beat Ethan Quinn 6-3, and he beat Pennington Jones 1-4. Lost to Fritz 6-6. So, and then lost to Nakashima 6-6 in Delray. So, yeah, I mean, I guess it's a resurgence, right, for him.
Yeah. But I've always, I mean, I think he's always been such an undervalued guy. We've talked about like Chilich, not undervalued, but like underrated guy in his career.
Yeah, I agree.
Like when you look at his career, he's had a really, really good career.
Yeah, he's probably top 20 player of all time, top 22.
Yeah, probably. And gets almost no respect.
No respect. I remember the year after he won the US Open in 14, the next year the first match he got put on court 5.
Yeah, I remember that too. Yeah, I remember that. I do remember that. Yep.
I
Yep.
mean, talk about disrespect. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just unbelievable. But yeah. All right, let's move on to
There's one other guy I wanted to talk
yeah.
about in
Mhm.
Fritz.
Okay.
What do you like? I've got a take on Fritz. And it's kind of directionally like Casper Ruud in a sense, where like I am starting to really question if we should really be I feel like the media really like promotes Fritz as being like this like great dude for the game, like great man, and I feel like he's kind of just another corporatist, man. Like, and I like it's I just think it's like I think, and I guess I don't blame him for it. The only reason I blame him for it is because we've seen some talking and complaining about it. But
Mhm.
like for a guy who's hurt, you brought this up. For a guy who's hurt, he's playing a lot of tournaments and he's complaining about the scheduling a lot, but then still playing in all these tournaments, still plays in Labor Cup, still plays six, whenever, like, I don't know if I can't remember if he got in Six Kings, but he plays every like I just think like he's kind of a money grabber. And I guess I can't blame him for that, but he like, but I feel like the tennis media tries to like doesn't call it out, and I feel like it's yeah, I feel like he's a pretty pure
No,
cash grabber, and like and nobody calls him out on it.
I actually have to disagree on that take. Usually I'm the one with those kind of takes, I feel.
Yeah,
But I don't have that take, and the reason is when he shows up at these tournaments, he's there to win the tournament, and he never gives in really. Like he never like plays one round and then just like tanks a match. He never does that. At least I can't recall.
no, I think he wants the full prize money for the week. I agree with you on that. Like I think I don't think he's showing up for. I don't. I guess yeah. I don't think he's showing up for appearance
Well,
fees. I
have
think
you
he
seen
wants the
his
full prize
TikTok
money.
girlfriend? I mean, she probably blows it all like, in the first day of the tournament. I mean, so I don't necessarily blame him.
I don't blame him either. But like he's a rich kid. Like his grandfather was the founder of Macy's. Like I don't know, man. Like he's
Didn't
yeah.
Macy's just go out of business?
Yeah, maybe that's why he's playing more tennis. Maybe he had a lot of Macy's stock. Who knows? But he does seem to me to be like like I guess like look like I get it. Like he's not gonna say it right,
hmm
but like it just it feels a little dishonest to have like all the talk and complain about injuries and then going out and playing every week.
Yeah, that I don't necessarily like, but I do like his I think his interviews are extremely insightful. More than almost any player. And he is
He's
very
insightful when he's talking about tennis.
yeah, yeah, I agree.
I think that's kind of where I'm going with it is like
Like the tactical aspect of the sport, he's very insightful about. Like I actually think he would be a fantastic commentator.
right. And I think like I don't know that I'm necessarily annoyed about this. I guess yeah,
He
it's
does do a lot of complaining. I agree, but like I would be more angry at the complaining is if he played these tournaments and then just like, you know, wouldn't like fight in the second set or pulled him a
yeah,
hostage
like I said,
was
I agree
tired.
with you on
But
that. Like he wants his full check for the week. Like he wants the champions prize money, not the appearance fee. But
I mean that's fine. I mean that's why he plays tennis. I don't mind that, you know.
yeah, I guess I just wish like I don't know like and I get it. He's not going to come out and say it, but I just wish he'd I just wish he'd see come out and say, I'm like, and I guess he's hinted at it. He's hinted at it because he's talking like financial penalties for missing events, which isn't it's a little disingenuous because not I guess I, do you like is
I'm
it
not going to penalize for people to be motivated by money. I am going to criticize like a Federer who, has all the money in the world but won't do anything for, without a dime. Like I will criticize for that. But when you're playing, if you want the prize money and that's your motivating factor, like that's great. Like
yeah I think just the complaints about like I said the I don't
yeah,
know
you can't have
I'm
it
just
both
rooting I'm
ways.
rooting
I
for
do agree
somebody
with
to come out and say like like somebody to come out. What I'm rooting for, I think, is somebody to come out like a top. And this isn't going to happen. Because remember, he also was promoting the whole. I don't know if you remember this or not, but he was promoting the whole splitting off the top like 30 guys into almost like their own tour thing.
that. Hmm.
Like he was promoting that to try to have like I think whatever event is gets for Taylor the biggest paycheck is the one he's going for, which I guess is you know
So would Delray Beach give him a higher paycheck than Doha? Like if Doha is one of the highest entry fees of any of the events in the
yeah, but he can, but it's. But I'm sure he gets an appearance fee for Delray Beach, and
he does, but I can almost guarantee you if he was playing Doha, he would get a higher appearance fee.
that'd be interesting to know. I don't know. I'd be interested to know because obviously Doha puts a ton of prize money out there, but I wonder how much like what their appearance fees are. Because that's not really usually publicly available.
And he's played Acapulco most times, right? Not Dubai.
No,
And I
I think
think,
you're right, man. There's probably an element of he likes being in the U.S., right? Like it is his home country. Like I'm sure he prefers being in the U.S. also.
well, it's
I
because
just
his TikTok girlfriend would make him fly first class across the world. So I mean, he'd be blowing half his prize money there. So
yeah, like I said, I just wish, I think it's more of a broader thing. Like, like there's been a lot of complaining about like how hard the tour is. But then
that's
like
a lot of guys, to be honest. That's why I love FAA. FAA doesn't care say about that. He's like, I'm enjoying the tour. Like, why aren't these guys enjoying it? Like,
well, it's and I agree with you because like the reality is, right? Like they get money, they get paid money to play tennis. Like nobody wants to watch Taylor Fritz sit on his ass. Maybe commentate. Like I would actually pay to watch Taylor Fritz commentate
yeah,
also, but like the only reason we care about Taylor Fritz is tennis, right? It's just that there's a lot of this chatter when the reality is like these guys will like it's all just negotiating to get more money because these guys will give up like the rest and destroy their bodies in a second for more. Like they'll complain about having to destroy their bodies, and then the second somebody throws $10 million out them to play an exhibition match and like destroy their body more, they'll do.
yeah,
Like it just feels
yeah. I mean, the guy
it
is
feels disingenuous.
he is a tennis junkie, though.
He's a tennis junkie. I don't disagree with that, but and I'm not saying he's the only guy on the tour like this, but feels a little disingenuous to
All right.
And my take is that I think the reason he played all these events that he when he doesn't really have to, quote unquote, is because they give him money.
Okay. I mean, that's why I go to work at the pharmacy every day because to get my I don't I don't know. I'm okay with it unless you reach like a Federer or a Tiger Woods status, right? And the image that you're portraying is to grow the game and to be
Right.
this
Okay.
humanitarian.
All right.
That's where
Fair
I draw
enough.
the line. But Fritz hasn't reached that point. He's not like trying to be this like humanitarian, he's just going out and doing his job and if he, aspires for the best paycheck, I
I
have
just want to
I have
say,
no
say,
problem.
I just want to hear him say, I don't give a shit about my body as long as I get paid. I think I'd be fine. Like instead of complaining about it, I think that's.
Yeah. I mean that is actually what I say when I go to work, but uh I'm not
But that's it. You're
so
not disingenuous about it, right? Like you're
yeah,
like
yeah, I'm being very
everybody is.
transparent.
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly. That's all I want. I just want some transparency.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. All right, let's move on to Rotterdam and the Middle Eastern swing. So I guess we should start with FAA. He won Montpellier, right? And then made the final in Rotterdam and lost to Demonor.
He's back, man. He's back. I mean, he was in the top 10 years ago. What was 2022? I think he cracked
Yep.
the top.
Hmm.
He made the World Tour run. Like he is back. He is all the way back to what and then like we had this debate many times of would he ever get back? And I think it took him years to come back from the injuries.
Hmm.
And I don't think it was necessarily just physical. I think there was some confidence and some things that had to come back after that. But he's all the way back.
Yeah, it took what 3.5 years, but
Yeah.
yeah, he did get there. I mean, my question with Felix is, can he find a way to generate like this level on different surfaces and outdoors, right? Or like, is he just a pure
I mean,
indoor merchant?
he did really well on clay, right? How did he do at the Olympics?
Yeah, yeah, he did. He did make the medal round, I think.
Yeah. So I think we've seen
Finals in
like
Madrid,
we've seen FA have success on clay, and now we're seeing him have success. I don't know, like
but we've seen flashes of it. But I feel like it's just one good tournament kind of inputted in in a myriad of like poor results. You know, that's what I kind of feel like.
I'd
He's
say
like
that
a
the
streaky
consistency isn't where
guy.
you'd hope it would be. I'll agree with you on that. Like the week to week consistency. I just like he he just and he's getting better with it, but he just doesn't like outside of the serve, he just doesn't offer a whole lot of anything super exciting.
Yeah, I mean he plays. He's like a much more explosive, dynamic version of Etcheverry, is like the way I'd put it.
Yeah, I mean, sure.
You
I
know?
actually agree with you, but yeah, but much a very very rich man's Etcheverry. But
Yes.
Etcheverry would be like a very very poor man's. Etcheverry
Yeah.
would be a pauper's, a beggar's or a pauper's FA.
Yeah, exactly. But it's just very cookie cutters, X's and O's kind of game, but it lacks that unpredictability. And I actually think that that's the next step for Felix. Like if he wants to start challenging the sinners and the outgrasses of the world and getting to that next level, I think he has to add a layer of unpredictability.
I agree. I completely agree.
And like I think the base of his game is very strong, but the consistency and then the nuance is the next
I
step
agree.
for him.
I agree.
And I think it's very clear. It's very clear. Um, because he can't beat Sinner in a ball striking battle, and he can't beat Alcaraz in an athleticism movement standpoint. So he's
Yeah,
got
I
to.
don't think he's gonna get there. I don't think it's in the cards.
I don't think
Just
so.
you know what I mean. But but he's look. He's back to the solid top 10 guy he was before, and that's an accomplishment.
Yeah.
So good on him.
Demonor.
Well, a couple of French guys,
Okay.
sticking with Montpellier, like
Yep.
a couple of French guys, man. Manarino coming back, and then he went over to what was it to
Dallas.
Dallas. He went to
Yeah.
Dallas, which is not the easiest like travel spot, and had a pretty good week there too. Or played a really good match against Ben Shelton.
But smart move in terms of his tennis, you know, in terms of his tennis, because like the courts over in Dallas suit his game way more than the courts in Rotterdam,
Yeah, yeah.
right?
And now the
So
next month he's just stuck. Now that he just has to take off for next month because then like there's unfortunately there's no fast court to go to now for the next month for him. But
yeah.
he is. I mean, he's always been a little bit of a fast court specialist. So that is what it is for him.
Hmm.
I mean, it looks like he's gonna be able to extend his career another season.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I really thought the end was. I thought after the way he started this year, I thought the end was. I
Yeah,
thought
he's
this.
shown flashes. I mean, he played really well at the US Open too last year. I mean, he just needs to play Ben Shelton every week.
No, but then after Beijing, right? Or he win like one match post US Open, and he won nothing in the Australian Swing, right? Like
Something like that. Yeah, he was terrible in the Australian swing.
yeah, post Beijing, because he oddly enough did get to the semis or the quarters of the well, even that was qualifying. So like in main draw matches, he's won 1-2, 2-2. He's gone 2-10 in main draw matches, or 2-9, let's call it, between the US Open and the Australian Open. So yeah, I mean he was definitely on a heck of a bad streak, but now he's, looking, I don't know, looking like a real ATP player again.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, but yeah, I mean the losses were atrocious. Lost 3-3-1 to Rinky at the Australian Open, lost 4-3 to Spizzirri, lost 3-2 to Cilic, which I guess in hindsight aren't as bad losses as initially thought, but lost to Cazot in straights, lost to Hanfman in straights in Paris, which is not good. Lost to Bertola in 1-2 in Basel. Beat
Yeah,
Berrettini in Shanghai, lost to Dolo 6-6. But yeah, it's he's a really tough one to read though, because like I feel like he could have these weeks where he does what he did in Dallas and Montpellier, but then he can also just lose 1-2 if he's not feeling it.
yeah, it does. It doesn't. When it's not there, he's really well. Also, like his game too. He's only got one game. There's no plan B.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Um,
What do you
how
think
about
about Talon Griekspoor? Is because Griekspoor was really, really in the dumps, and we saw him get to the quarters of Rotterdam, um, and then he got absolutely smashed by FAA.
yeah, I'm not optimistic with him. I think with Griekspoor, his service game has to be incredible. It has to be top 10 worthy, like a top 10 service game because his returns are just horrid. Um, and he hasn't improved his
I
return
agree with you.
game one
Even the
bit.
wins and losses, like the return points one stats are not great.
Yeah, it's
Like
terrible. It's terrible. And like just from watching him, I was kind of taking a closer look at his return game, like from a just an eye test. And his footwork on return is so bad because
it is,
he
it
doesn't
is.
split step one bit.
Yeah,
He's
yeah, it's
like
bizarre.
flat-footed and then he split step at the wrong time. So as soon as the ball is hit, he's nowhere near ready to hit the ball. And it's like he's an aggressive minded player, but he actually stands pretty far back. So he's
Yeah,
just completely lost. And if the ball is short, like he can't recover for the next ball. So it's just a complete disaster. And like the fact that like no coach has like really told him this and he's really made
I just
good
don't think he likes
progression
coach.
on it.
He's coachless right now. I think.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so and then if his service game takes a 5% hit, he's just
He's
in
in trouble. Yeah.
massive trouble. And like I think a slow, actually hard court is actually the best for him because he can really that the +1 works the best for him on those courts, right? That's
That's a
why
good call out, Manny. That's a really good call out.
he did really well in Indian Wells, and I think the Rotterdam courts actually suit him. But like if you put him on a court which doesn't suit his game, I think he's in real trouble. Like I have a feeling he might fall out of the top 80, top 70, top 80. Like wouldn't be surprised. He's a fade for me.
Okay. All right.
So um who else? Humbert with the cell phone. The cell phone guy.
I mean, that was stupid. And honestly, like the tour, like it's so stupid. Like, it's just stupid. Like and the
Yeah.
tour should step in. Like I mean, honestly, like I don't know, man. The tour should step in. I don't know why. I don't know why guys are allowed to bring their phones to the court.
Yeah, it makes no sense. I agree. Yeah.
And like honestly, they could even like this is insane, right? But like my thought would be that like they could come up with a way to give like the the players families like like an emergency contact to the ump or something if they really needed to, right? Like something in situations like Kath Rude's playing and his wife is going to labor kind of thing, and
Yeah.
like maybe like the umpires have like the ability to get like urgent messages to the players. There's something like life urgent happening that they need to know about. But I don't understand why the play. It's like it's so stupid. I don't understand why the play. It just seems like it's just such a bad idea.
It is.
Like,
It is, no doubt. Yeah, I mean,
and that was terrible against Demon. I don't. It legitimately looked like he didn't want to win the match. I'm not saying he was fixed that he tanked it, but like some of those misses on the break points were just like it literally looked like he just didn't want to didn't want to.
yeah, but then he kind of turned on his energy like later in that match, right? Like I don't know,
He did, which was
it was such a
bizarre.
weird
Yeah,
match. I mean, you posted the stats on that match. I feel like he outplayed Demon in a lot of instances, but just like
basically in every facet of the game except break points. Yeah, absolutely
it was
fascinating match.
wild. It was wild. But yeah, Umber is just a indoor merchant. Like he can't do anything outdoors.
I actually like I've always thought it was a little bit of a location thing. Like he's been okay in Australia. The United
Yeah.
States is terrible. Anything that's not a hard court is not great. Um, I actually think he's had some decent results on grass in Europe. On European grass, he's had some decent results too.
Yeah, he's been okay. He made fourth round of Wimbledon. That's true. Um, and then in Doha, I mean, there were two fantastic matches with Alcaraz Kachanov and Sinner Mensik.
Yeah, I didn't see much of either, to be honest, which is unfortunate because they really
I
were
thought
great matches.
Kachanov, I think, played the set of his life in the first set. Still, I mean, he won that set, but he just couldn't maintain
Yeah,
that
but then you still have to be. The problem is you have to win two sets, right? Like it's just so hard. Like it's so hard against those top guys. I mean, and
Yeah.
give credit to Mensik, right? He was able to beat Sinner.
Yep.
But did he only find one break in that match?
Yeah, he found a break in the third.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think Sinner is due for some regression? I mean, he's already kind of regressed a little bit from his absurd level the last 2 years, but like, do you do you think that this will continue?
Yeah, there's no reason for it not to. I don't see anything unsustainable about what he's doing. Like he just beats the crap out of guys. Like he just absolutely destroys guys.
No, but what I'm saying is now he's losing to a few guys that are not named Carlos Alcaraz, right?
Well, so the Djokovic match I'm putting in a different bucket because that was just like he just couldn't win a big point. Like he outplayed Djokovic. He just couldn't win a big point. The Mensik
Okay.
match, I guess maybe, but like
But he didn't look great against Popperin.
the Viz stats liked him against Popper, they just like they said that Popper actually played pretty well.
Okay. From what I was watching, I don't agree with that, but I thought it was a pretty poor match, actually.
Okay.
But maybe I'm just used to the ridiculous sinner standard, right? So
I mean, I yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like it's I think he won like 80% of service points or something against Popperin. Like it was something insane. Like he absolutely dominated the on serve. It was just he just had a little bit of a hard time on return. He still found a break in each set. Um,
hmm.
the men's stick match today, again, return issues, like
Yeah.
so he still is doing fine in terms of serving.
What were his
It's
break point stats?
2 out of 7.
Yeah, it's not great. Um, and Popperin, I think his break point stats were not that great either, right?
No, there was 2 out of 3.
Okay. All right.
But he didn't face a single break point against Popper. I guess that's what I'm saying. So like you're saying that it was poor, but like he didn't face break points. So like I'm
Yeah,
not.
a lot of people don't face break points against Popperin.
But like I said, this is why I go to the tennis viz stuff. Like according to tennis viz, Popper was pretty good actually against Sinner. Now I know his form has been terrible otherwise. So I get it. You watch the match and you didn't like the way Popper played. I'm not saying the viz stuff is always right. I don't think it is,
Okay.
but or not that it's not always right, but I don't think the viz stuff is like always um
Well, you know
a
who didn't
perfect
play well
indicator.
against Popperin is Mohamed Zayez. Zayed.
That was horrid. I actually did watch. I bet on Zayed. I watched that match. That was horrid. That was legitimately horrid. And it was
Why is that guy
depressing
getting
because
wild cards into the main draw? Like qualifying, okay, fine, but like the main
it was a
draw of the
gift. It was a
500?
gift because he's tried to qualify like 100 times and he hasn't. So they let him in the main draw this year.
Oh
Yeah,
my
I agree.
God, what a waste
I
of a
actually
spot.
think this is a good topic of conversation. So, do they need to have some sort of rules applied to these wild cards?
100%.
I think they do. This is that was a sham.
Oh, awful, awful. Like a guy that needs these points to further his career and actually put food on the table and is working his ass off, you know,
And he's
can't get
being
a
put in,
wild
he's being
card into
replaced
this
in,
tournament.
and yeah, and we have this clown in the tournament instead. I completely agree. And like
Yeah.
I feel like there are some conditions, like you could have reasonable wild cards and still allow most countries to have local kids in and put some reasonable conditions on it to avoid just these jokes.
100%. Like Pacheco Mendez in Acapulco. Okay, I'll give you a pass on that one.
Exactly. Like this was a sham. Like Pacheco Mendez
Yeah.
is like okay, it's close enough.
But he
I'll give you
plays
a chance.
challenger tennis. He plays professional tennis,
Yeah,
right? Like that guy who played Tsitsipas in the first round at Corgi or something, right?
yeah.
Like he's 170 in the
He's
world.
ranked in the
Yeah,
top
fine.
140. That's fine. Yeah, that's fine.
But not this guy, right? Like right off the street.
I mean, he wasn't right off the street, but he's not good.
Yeah, he played like I think the last time he played was a futures match like 2 years ago.
It was also watching him play was really brutal. Like it was brutal. Like he was, just not a skilled player. Like not skills were not at ATP tour level or even challenger tour level. Like he's clearly a low
Yeah,
future
I
player.
was like, Popperin has really been bad. He's really struggled. 15 and a half games. How many games does Zaid have to win? And I was
It's
like,
4, yeah.
4 games? Like really? With how bad Popperin has been playing? And then I woke up and saw 2-0. And I was like, how bad could this guy be?
Well,
I mean,
but the crazy thing is actually Zayed had a break point down
oh,
5-2 to get, and then like theoretically if he could have held, there was a path to cashing the plus 8.5.
uh, I mean, ridiculous. What was his prize money for this tournament?
Who knows? It's a gift. It's a gift, whatever it was. You,
Oh my God. $22,095. You know what? We need to move to Qatar. You know? Like seriously. I mean,
you want to bid into Doha? Main draw bid into
yeah,
Doha.
yeah. Yeah, just go there and yeah, just I don't know. I mean, I'm jealous.
I'm
We play
jealous too.
tennis too.
I'm
We could
jealous
have made
too.
$22,000, $22,000.
For an
Just
hour.
yeah, exactly. And play in front of uh I don't think there was a
Well, it was
packed
like 10 people.
packed.
It wasn't much of a crowd. There were like maybe 20 people in the crowd. It was honestly,
That's
let's talk about that too. Like these crowds, man, for these crowds for these terms are embarrassing, man. Like the crowd for the cutter, like
yeah.
in the daytime, is just like it's just nobody.
And
Like
the Golden Swing crowds are packed and they're gonna get the axe, right? Like that's what's
yeah, I
like
mean it's yeah, like the Golden Swing is amazing. Like the crowds are going nuts there. The
yeah,
Golden
but
Swing is
now
so
with the
cool.
Saudi Masters, like those tournaments are gonna get priority.
Hopefully, yeah, hopefully they keep the Golden Swing around in some capacity because it's a
Hope
great
so.
it's a great swing.
I hope so. All right. Well, without further ado, I'm still pissed that, we weren't playing instead of Mohammed Zayed. But
Is that how we're gonna leave the pod? Is
that's how
Manny
we're gonna
beat
leave the pod.
Zaid?
I'm just disgusted. So
All
so
right, guys. Thanks for watching. Always
thanks.
appreciate people showing up. And yeah, we'll
Yeah.
talk to you next week, hopefully.
All right. Sounds good. Have a good night, everyone.
Yep.